request Kevin Fernandez to please come forward and give a copy each to the dignitaries. Every time you take your ship, namely leadership, changes direction. Every time you change your attitude, the sails are reset to catch the wind. A man who keeps resetting goals for himself and for the institutions he heads will now address the gathering. I now welcome the presiding officer for today's function, Reverend Father Dr. Victor Lobo, to give his presidential address.
Dear Mr. Lakshmi Narayana, the chief guest of this inaugural function, Dr. Prateep Phillip, the author, Nigel Fernandez, our good friend, Father Rector, fathers, and my dear friends. Today is 7th November, and today is the birth anniversary of Dr. C.V. Raman, who is known for Raman effect at Indian Institute of Science. And on this day, 7th November 2020, what we have at St. Joseph's College is Phillip effect. So, at the outset, hearty congratulations to you, Dr. Prateep Phillip, on this launch of this book. One evening in 1979, a PUC boy from St. Joseph's College was cycling in front of Vidhana Sauda. And the cycle had no light. You know, that time it was offense not to have a light. It is a police would fine. The young boy sighted the policeman from a distance. Immediately, he alighted from the cycle and started pushing it, for he was too scared of the police. As he came close to the policeman, the books fell off the cycle. As he picked up the books and started moving, the policeman said, "Stop." The boy asked him, "Why?" "I wasn't riding the bicycle, but pushing it." But the policeman said, "All that you answer in the police station." The boy was terribly scared and was shivering. His fears came to be true that the policeman had already seen him riding the cycle without light. He pleaded with the cop, but of no avail. Meanwhile, there was a passerby observing the situation that the boy was in, and he told the police, "Sanna Huduga, bittu bidi, young boy na, leave him." And the police allowed him. The young man's dream of joining the civil services led him to take BA at St. Joseph's College, followed by Masters in International Relations from Bangalore University. And in 1987, he joined the Indian Police Service. The boy was terribly scared of the police and was shivering, turned out to be one of the top police officers. And you know who is that person? Prateep Phillip. Prateep Phillip was the SP in 4 districts. He served as principal Police Training College, Chennai. Currently is the Director General of Police, Crime Branch CID in Tamil Nadu. Group Leader of Prime Minister's National Micro Mission. President of IPS Officers Association, Tamil Nadu Chapter. He is not only a police officer, but also a man of ideas and innovation, which is evident in his publications today. He became the first civil servant in India to receive the Gurukul Chevening Scholarship for Leadership and Excellence to study globalization at the world-renowned London School of Economics, wherein he conceptualized Exonomics, a brand new interdisciplinary discipline that promotes innovation and the world's first interdisciplinary study of excellence. He is the author of several books and also has innovated on various streams of thought in the areas of crime prevention, management, psychological well-being, education, and many more. He is a firm believer and deeply rooted and grounded in the divine. In his 33 years of service out of many, I recall two defining near-death experiences which confirmed for him that God had a special plan for his life. In 1989, as a young trainee, he was caught in the currents of the sea and was rescued in time by the Superintendent of Police. Later, in 1991, as we heard, when the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated, Dr. Prateep Phillip was on the spot and he was grievously injured by the shrapnel from the blast and survived with multiple injuries, fractures and burns. A young man in a torn shirt rode in the van with him and cradled Philip's head in his lap until he reached the hospital for emergency treatment. When he asked him his name, the young man said, Purushottam or Uttam Purush, which translates becomes best man or great man. Even today, there are pellets in his body. So you can open and see the man, a brave man. This untrained officer's kindness became the incentive to be a founder director of what we heard, Friends of Police, a bridge with the aim of connecting and enhancing the relationship between the police and the public. As SP NIBCID, he started Friends of Police drug buster chapters. In times of crisis such as these, the Friends of Police has been instrumental in bringing relief to migrant laborers, the poor and the homeless, and those who have been affected by the lockdown. They have also been supplying masks to police personnel and members of the public in various parts of Tamil Nadu. The movement has received several accolades, including the Queen's Award for Innovation in Police Training and Development by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and the Scotch Gold Award, the highest independently instituted civilian honor in India. He has also conceived and pioneered several other initiatives such as social justice tea parties to build communal harmony and eradicate caste discrimination, KYC or Know Your Criminal and Equilibrium Thinking with an aim to transform the attitudes of the police and the public. As SP of Dharmapuri, he was instrumental in setting up a victim assistance program that led the government to set up a corpus fund of 2 crores of rupees to be provided assistance to the victims. Pradeep has been nominated for the International Innovators Award of Ash Institute, John F. Kennedy School of Government, Harvard University, and was also invited to attend a Global Innovator Summit by Harvard University, USA. He has also been awarded the Rashtriya Suraksha Award by the President of India at the Global Security Conference, New Delhi. Pradeep has authored books and innumerable articles in leading international journals and magazines. He has presented several papers in national and international conferences on policing at the international conferences in Slovenia and across Europe. He has visited several countries such as USA, UK, France, Belgium, Italy, Bhutan, Singapore, Kenya, Australia, Israel, Egypt, Malaysia, UAE, New Zealand, and many, many more. Since his youth, Prateep was drawn to reflect on proverbs and quotes by notable personalities of history. He soon began writing his own and bringing to life themes of leadership, faith, love, attitude, motivation, and much more. Over the course of 10 years, his daily ritual has been to spend an hour meditating on sacred scripture. These thoughts then take the form of expressions which inspire and motivate others throughout the day. The 133 maxims in the book represent his 33 years of experience and service in the police force. The maxims are inspired by the great lives and thoughts of people like Socrates, Plato, Confucius, and Tiruvallur, and find their main source of inspiration in the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. He says that the coining of these maxims has brought him immense wisdom, immense strength, presence of mind, and sense of joy. And this strength can be imparted to others as well. The maxim, innovate till we perish, thus flows through every aspect of Pradeep's life, whether it is in his activities in the police force or in the making of this book, a new world record in writing maximum maxims, original sayings called FILLIPISMS. Dear Dr. Phillip, St. Joseph's College, which is in the threshold of becoming a university, is proud of you. Hearty congratulations to you on this day. We expect many more books like this from you. Continue to be an inspiration to the police force and the people of India and the world. Once again, hearty congratulations to you, and may God bless us all. On behalf of St. Joseph's College, I request for the rector and our Lakshmi Narayana to honor Prateep Phillip with a shawl and a garland.
The president of today's function, Reverend Dr. Victor Lobo, the rector, Dr. De Silva, the chief guest, my good friend, Sri Lakshmi Narayan, the guest of honor, Colonel David Devasahayam, who joined us online from Chennai, other fathers present, members of the faculty, some of my own old teachers like Mrs. Louisa Matthias, good friends like Pastor Ebenezer George, and all of you. I just wanted to, this is not the formal vote of thanks, but I wanted to, basically acknowledge that this is not just my work, but that this is a corporate effort of many people. And if you go through my acknowledgement, it will show that more people were involved in the publishing of this book than for the average book. So first of all, I want to acknowledge the spiritual unction and inspiration of God Almighty who inspired the thoughts behind each Phillipism. I wish to place on record my sincere gratitude to my readers on social media who gave me constructive feedback over the past 10 years. And in turn, Mr. Moses, who now lives in Israel, helped me to compile the first draft, as I mentioned during the fireside chat. My personal assistant, Mr. R. Jayasekar, Reverend Walter Sundar Singh, and Mr. Babu K. Verghese, who was also editor of one of my other books, helped me several times over the past many months to edit and bring out this first volume of Phillipisms. My heartfelt thanks to the endearing publisher. You cannot find a more endearing publisher than Mr. Nigel Fernandez, the CMD of Asian Trading Corporation. And he is very genial and he was very supportive. In fact, a lot of the credit for the book goes to you, Nigel. And he was so supportive, he said that he gave me the freedom to even design the book. And that enabled me to bring in the inputs from my daughters, from family, from friends, and so on. And a large number of his team members, I know Mr. Babu, who I interacted on a regular basis. My friend and school classmate, David Lobo, who is a great expressionist, and despite his suffering and ailment, has shared an illustration he did exclusively for this book, which you will find in, I think it's the chapter dealing with creativity. Moreover, the young and talented architect Adarsh Jacob, the son of a friend of mine, has shared his artwork, The Bulb, in one of the chapters. 31 art illustrations of the original work of my older daughter, the lawyer, Nimisha Sarah Phillip. She did painstaking work over nearly 2 months to come up with these unique paintings. Each of it would be a fillip to many of the aesthetically minded to find new perspectives. And my younger daughter, Nishala, she designed the cover. We are trying different designs and they were not satisfied. The best critics for an author are the members of the family. So I'm grateful to my wives, my better half, Sagi, who always brings out my best. So the spouse is called the better half because they bring out your best. And sometimes it's done through constructive criticism. Mr. Brian Tracy, keynote speaker, seminal leader, and internationally best-selling author of more than 70 books, has been kind enough to give me the foreword, even though I had only met him once in Chennai in a seminar. He is a legend who I started reading when I was in school. I remember borrowing a book from the school library. And he was so generous and gracious to give me the very beautiful foreword. I'm also grateful to other celebrities like Dr. John D. Martini, human behavioral specialist, internationally acclaimed author and business consultant. Dr. Phil Cook, media consultant and filmmaker from Hollywood, has also given me a very nice endorsement. And of course, I cannot forget my friend, Mr. Krish Dhanam, the noted speaker and writer from Dallas, USA, for all their valuable endorsements for the book. I also acknowledge the frequent reviews and counsel of my good friend, Mr. Sanjay Pinto of NDTV fame, advocate, author, and former resident editor NDTV. Mr. M.S. Shivakumar, head learning and development of the Bhavan Cybertech Private Limited. Mr. J. Surendran, founder and CEO, Success Jnana. And he's one of those people who promoted it on Amazon and got that tag of #1 bestseller in the category Logic. Mr. Shivakumar Belan, marketing consultant and brand storyteller, Simple and Smart Solutions, who gave me valuable feedback over the last many months and suggestions for fine-tuning every aspect of the book. I'm indebted to Joshua Samuel and C. Subin for the painstaking efforts to produce an excellent book layout. Because of the pandemic, even Mr. Nigel's designers were not available. But these were young boys who learned how to, do layout, and they came out with this user-friendly layout. I also already mentioned my younger daughter who gave the beautiful cover design. I also compliment and acknowledge Suresh Godwin and Dilly Babu, who gave me brilliant support with technology and putting together the technology aspects by executing and perfecting the cover design patiently over many attempts and weeks. I'm sure there were many others who I might have forgotten to mention, but first of all, I want to thank the principal for taking this brave initiative, because I'm told that this is the very first hybrid function being held here where people are assembling in person. And I want to thank each one of you for braving the virus and being here to celebrate this book. And I pray God's blessings upon each one of you. I thank the media, the photographers who've done a great photo shoot today with me. They made me stretch and made up for all the lack of exercise I had in the last 2 days I was in Bangalore. So I want to thank each one of you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. I wish you enjoyable reading, and I look forward to your reviews, feedback, which I would faithfully publish on all my handles. Thank you.